Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now. Ravens fans, buckle up because the football landscape in the AFC North might be shifting in a way that nobody saw coming. The buzz in league circles suggests a blockbuster potential trade that could reshape the division's dynamic and really set Baltimore up for a deep playoff run. The rumors are swirling around a move that, if it materializes, could send shockwaves through both the AFC and the NFL at large. And trust me, this isn't just another trade rumor. It's a game changer that could give the Ravens a serious edge in the upcoming postseason. So what's all this about? Well, sources close to NFL insiders Adam Schefter and Diana Rossini have floated a hypothetical scenario that's capturing everyone's attention. It involves the Denver Broncos, currently sitting at a very respectable 9-2 record, yet facing a significant cap crunch, about $36 million due to their roster situation. According to these whispers, Denver might be willing to part ways with one of their key defensive pieces, Patrick Surtain II, in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft. Yes, you heard that right. Surtain, a shutdown cornerback who has become one of the league's top cover men, could be heading to Baltimore. Now hold on, because this isn't just about a talented player swapping jerseys. This kind of move has the potential to totally alter the Ravens' secondary and their overall defensive outlook. Baltimore's secondary has been a bit of a seesaw this season, especially after some key injuries. Kyle Hamilton's concussion in Week 9 and Marlon Humphrey's knee issues have exposed some vulnerabilities, leading to a higher points per game allowed, around 25. And putting extra pressure on the defensive front. Adding a player like Surtain, who is an elite shutdown corner, would be a massive upgrade. Think about how this would change the Ravens' approach. More confidence in man coverage, more aggressive blitzes, and a secondary that can lock down even the most explosive receivers. Surtain's impact this year has been nothing short of exceptional. He's been a true lockdown corner, racking up 4 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, and 45 tackles through 11 games. His PFF coverage grade is an impressive 92. And his EPA per target sits at -0.28, which speaks volumes about how disruptive he's been for opposing offenses. He's allowing just 4.8 yards per target and has managed to drop the QBR of quarterbacks targeting him down to around 60, a significant feat considering the league's passing elite. His career numbers are even more impressive: 12 interceptions, an 85% success rate in man coverage, and minimal separation from receivers, averaging just 2 yards allowed. Even after a shoulder injury in Week 6, he returned to post 2 interceptions and was a constant threat in coverage, forcing quarterbacks into tough throws and big stops on critical downs. Imagine Surtain lining up against AFC North rivals like the Bengals or Steelers. He would be a nightmare for opponents trying to attack the Ravens' pass defense. His ability to shadow top receivers, combined with the Ravens' existing talent in Marcus Williams and others, could turn the secondary into one of the league's most formidable units. This would give Baltimore a huge advantage in the postseason, especially in tight games where turnovers and big stops can swing the outcome. Plus, with the Ravens projected to improve their pass defense metrics, EPA per pass expected to go up by about +0.18. This move could be the final piece to turn Baltimore's defense into a true playoff wrecking ball. Of course, there are some nuances to consider. Denver's cap situation drives the potential trade, as they're looking to free up some financial space to extend key players like Bo Nix and continue their rebuild after their surprising 9-2 start. The Broncos, despite their solid record in a top-tier defense, allowing just 5 points per game, are in a rebuilding phase focused on acquiring draft picks and developing young talent. Their offense, led by Nix, has been surprisingly efficient, averaging over 23 points per game, but their secondary has been a concern. Trading Surtain could help them clear cap space and focus on their long-term strategy, especially since they have a solid foundation on defense and are looking to build around their young quarterback and their offensive weapons. Now, here, That's where it gets even more intriguing from a Ravens perspective. If Baltimore manages to acquire Certain, it's not just about boosting the secondary. It's about creating a true defensive wall that can dominate in the playoffs. This kind of upgrade could elevate the Ravens' win probability by as much as 14% in aerial battles against AFC North opponents like the Steelers, who are also working on rebuilding their defense. It would give Baltimore a real edge in terms of coverage, allowing them to double-team or shadow top receivers and reduce the points allowed significantly. The Ravens, currently sitting at 5-5 and fighting for a playoff spot, could leapfrog some rivals and become one of the most feared defenses in the league. Looking ahead to the Super Bowl odds, the potential addition of a player like Certain could spike Baltimore's chances dramatically. Early projections suggest that with him on board, the Ravens' odds to win the Super Bowl could jump from plus 1,200 to plus 600, doubling their chances in a blink. This is a huge deal, especially considering their recent playoff success and the fact that their defense has always been a cornerstone of their identity. Certain's presence would be akin to adding a critical piece to a championship puzzle, especially in the intensely competitive AFC, where every advantage counts. Some analysts are even drawing parallels between this potential move and the Rams' aggressive acquisitions prior to their Super Bowl run, or how the 49ers rebuilt their secondary to become a dominant force. Certain's versatility as a corner who can play man and zone equally well makes him a true X-factor. His ability to shadow the opponent's best receiver means that players like Jamar Chase or other top-tier receivers the Ravens face could be significantly contained. That in turn would make Baltimore's entire secondary more cohesive, more aggressive, and less prone to giving up big plays. Of course, this move isn't just about immediate gains. It's about setting up a long-term dynasty. Baltimore's management has always been strategic, and if they pull off this trade, it's a signal that they're all in on contending now and in the future. The Ravens have already demonstrated a strong draft record and a keen eye for developing talent, so acquiring a player like Certain would be a statement. They're building a defensive juggernaut that can stay competitive for years to come. The AFC is loaded with offensive powerhouses, but with a lockdown corner like Certain, Baltimore can match firepower with resilience, making their defense a true fortress. For Denver, the decision is tough. They're in a cap purgatory right now, trying to balance competing for this season's success with their long-term rebuild. Moving Certain makes sense financially, and it could help them pivot back to a more flexible and draft-centric approach. But for Baltimore, it's about seizing that opportunity, adding a proven elite defender to elevate the entire team. The Ravens have the pieces on offense to complement such a move, from Lamar Jackson's dynamic playmaking to their emerging receiving core, and now, with a shutdown corner like Certain, they'd have the perfect recipe for a Super Bowl run. This potential trade also fuels the debate about how teams are valuing their defensive stars in today's NFL. With offenses becoming more explosive and quarterbacks throwing at a record pace, having a corner of Certain's caliber is more valuable than ever. It's about controlling the game's tempo, forcing turnovers, and intimidating opponents. The Ravens, historically known for their strong defense, could return to that legacy with this kind of move, especially if it's executed at the right moment during the season. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could be a catalyst for the Ravens to challenge the AFC's current powerhouses. The Chiefs, Bills, and Dolphins are all formidable, but Baltimore's defense, with Certain, could tilt the balance. It's about creating a scenario where opponents are forced into uncomfortable throws, where turnovers become more frequent, and where the Ravens can dominate possession and field position. It's a chess move that could define their season and set the stage for a deep playoff push. For now, though, everything remains in the realm of speculation. But if history has taught us anything, it's that NFL front offices aren't afraid to make bold moves when the stakes are high, especially if it means chasing the ultimate prize, the Lombardi Trophy. The Ravens fan base has every reason to be excited. The possibility of seeing Certain in purple and black isn't just a fantasy. It could become a reality that turns this season into one for the ages. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news.